What's going on, guys? It's your boy Tim Aslan here with Counter Trend Capital. Oh my goodness, what a crazy last few days. I mean, we got a straight dildo to the moon. Holy crap. So it's been a few days since we last talked. I'm going to go over the count, what we're expecting. If you're on our Twitter, you were kind of up to date with what we were expecting. So make sure to follow us on there. You know, sometimes I'm not able to make videos, and we like to do a lot of the streams in the Discord before we release it to the public. So definitely check out our membership if you want up to date daily updates on Bitcoin. But without further ado, let's hop into the video. So I shared this count on Twitter, and this has been our macro thesis for some time now. We were hoping back in August that this would be a larger flat and that it would go a little lower to fill these fair value gaps down here before pushing up. We didn't get that. We got this wonky move up instead and all this chopping around. But nevertheless, we were able to catch some nice long trades. We actually caught one that I shared on Twitter around this 26K area, which turned out to be like a 100R trade if you held it all the way up here. Most people didn't. I didn't, to be honest. But honestly, this large of a pump, we didn't expect unless we broke this high. There was a lot of trap liquidity here. Like if you look at all these wicks, that means there's a lot of liquidity here, and that's where everybody's stop loss will be. So once we break that, we're going to just crush them and go up, which is exactly what happened. So now let's discuss what's next. And one more thing before I get into that is we thought of the possibility that this is a ABC here, then an ABC here for an X, and then a WXY. So we did take a short at these levels, 100%. Right here on that wick, wrote it down a bit, took profit, then got stopped at entry, then tried again at the 1.23, got stopped, and thankfully we got stopped because it just kept going. So that was one thesis where it could have been bearish. I posted that chart on Twitter just to keep you guys aware of that bearish version, because then I would have expected it to come down one more time and then go up, but that wasn't the case. We got some awesome news about the ETF coming out, so we're pumping instead. So let's zoom out for a second, because what we need to understand is that if this is a W, which clearly it seems to be a triple wave corrective, this implies that the bottom cannot be in because it is corrective. Now then we have this other corrective move to the downside, and we're going up again. So that means this Y leg needs to be corrective as well. And the form of correction is always in threes. So we are expecting something like this, an A, B, C. And this can take months to play out. And I expect it to play out going into the new year before a potential top in 2024. So how this looks is we can fib it several ways. The first way I'm going to fib it is for the larger targets. And so we do that from our bottom to our W. And we do it from our W and not from this top, because we have this as a flat. So this is a corrective. It's not our anchor point. So we're going to do it from this W. And then we'll do it from the bottom of this C right here. And you can see we've hit our first target already, which is the 618 at 34,570. Now there's two reasons I don't want it to stop here, and I don't like this for a stopping point. The first one is this larger structure is a WXY to the downside, right? Like this, boom, boom, boom. And this leg of that WXY has to be at least 382 from the top. So if you fib it down like that, you can see we haven't quite hit that 382 area at 36K. So perhaps we make another slight high and then it'll satisfy the requirement. But I'm honestly looking a little bit higher if we significantly can break this 382 retracement. And the second reason why I don't like this as a stopping point is because for the Y leg, like I mentioned, it has to be a corrective in terms of 3. So 1, 2, 3. So far, we've only gotten that first leg of the corrective as an A wave. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to get 1 or 2 more legs to the upside. Then we're going to take let's do a short position. We're going to do something like this. We're going to take a short, ride it down to at least 382 of wherever that top is, right? Because like I said, for the corrective structures, we need at least a 382 retracement. So let's say we stop at like 37K, for example. Then the 382 of that will be a 12% move to the downside, right? So we're definitely going to play this range, and we're going to play that move to the downside. Then once we get here, this will have to build something like this, boom, boom, boom. Then we'll try to look for a long around here and ride that up for the last leg around these levels. And, you know, we have some high price targets. I mean, it really just depends how deep we go and how high we go for this A. Then we'll get more accurate areas of interest up here. I know we have like a monthly naked point of control around this level, and as well as some fair value gaps, some liquidity around here. So there's a lot of interesting levels to the upside that can, you know, show some very high targets. And we're going to see a lot of people get bullish. You know, even Capo capitulated. He said he closed a few of his shorts that were red now. So sentiment is definitely starting to flip to the bullish side, and you can just start to feel that energy on Twitter and on YouTube. So keep in mind, pay attention to those things around you, and don't have like a huge bias. Like obviously I wanted lower here, but I'm removing my bias and I'm going to try to catch maybe a scalp long to the next level. Like I really don't care if the bottom's in, if it's not in. It doesn't really affect my thesis or the way I trade. I trade levels, I get in, I get out. And this type of video is just to help you find the trend and how we can counter it, and how we can make as much money as possible profiting in each direction. We are not bulls or bears. We are just in between, playing both sides, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it for the update. If you want, I can show you the smaller count within this. Basically, we have a 1-2 here, and then another 1-2, and then another 1-2. So we have like maybe 2 more legs up here. I want to see this RSI build a divergence with 1 more high to give us a more macro 3 of this 1-2. Then I want to see this low on the RSI get broken, so something like that. That will signal that the main wave 3 push to the upside is complete. This will be a wave 4 on the RSI, something like that. And then we'll do one final push with divergence for the 5th wave. That's when we'll know to short for that A wave top, and we'll be able to fib this. And I'll give all that information to you in a later video and on Twitter, so just keep an eye out for that. But for now, I'd recommend just see if you can scalp some moves. Don't get any crazy positions, but I am slightly more bullish in the shorter term, medium term as well, but longer term still bearish on another low for Bitcoin. But yeah, hopefully we can see some nice high price targets, some good relief for some altcoins. I know if you guys are still holding some alts from 2021, you guys are probably pretty red, but I think you can get some relief hopefully you guys have been DCAing into some coins and can take some profits. But yeah, I think overall this ETF news is going to be bearish once it's actually released. More of like a sell the news type of event. Or excuse me, buy the news, sell the actual release of the ETF. So until the ETF actually begins trading, I think we'll get some upside. And yeah, leave your questions in the comment section below. Remember to follow us on Twitter and use our partner link on BingX to trade crypto, Forex, commodities, indices, and you'll get 20% off all perpetual fees with using our link. I'll see you guys in the next one.